Hello, Southridge family. Pastor Jared here, and I want to share an awesome opportunity that each of us can take part in leading up to the Good Friday service. For the Good Friday service, the ministerial wants people to give a 3 to 5 minute testimony, and these testimonies are going to be posted online on the ministerial's Facebook page and website. Now, if you never shared your testimony before, sometimes it could be intimidating, but it doesn't always have to be. When sharing my testimony, I usually like to highlight 3 areas that I want to be evident when communicating my testimony, and they are where God has brought me from, the journey along the way, and what God is continually doing in my life, because I think it's important not to just highlight some things from the past, but also the things that are happening now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share a brief testimony, and maybe this will inspire you to make your own testimony video. I had the benefit growing up in a Christian family, in fact with multiple Christians through multiple generations on both sides of my family. And so growing up actually in Southridge all my life has been quite natural. But growing up as a Christian isn't always easy. I remember being a child and having fears of death or fears of the unknown really take a toll on my mental state of mind. And so my parents led me through the prayers, and I started to progress in believing in Jesus. But then my teen years kind of took a turn, and things started to get rocky from there. I had a choice throughout my teen years whether to live by the world's standards or live by the standards that Jesus had for me. And I would definitely try to tread that line a little bit, or maybe walk into one path or walk into the other, and it was a lot of mix and match. If you were to put it in biblical terms, it was like a lukewarm belief. In my young adult years, I started to take my faith a little bit more seriously. I want to volunteer more. I want to actually put practice to what I believed in. And so that encouraged me to go and take Bible schooling for an education. And after a couple of years there, I made awesome friends, met some mentors, and started to develop my faith a lot more. In fact, right after 3 years of college, I got my first ministry position. Now, this position didn't last really long because it was only for a few months, because anxieties and other things about me just not fitting right in there didn't work. But the cool thing about that is that even though I quit that position at that church, I started volunteering more at that church and got caught up with worship and with youth, and it started to be even a better situation for me, even though I felt like a failure that I couldn't stay at the church. So God's hand has shown me a lot since the 6 years of being hired on here. When I got hired on here, I got to do a 4th year back at Bible College, and in those 6 years, I've seen many beautiful things happen, but I've also seen many hurts that have happened as well. I think the important thing for myself to remember is that God is never done. You might have struggles along the way and things that keep following you, but the important thing is to continuously come back to God even with those struggles, and to cling on to Him as much as possible. Currently, I'm at a point where maybe most people are at too, where we're continually waiting with anticipation of what God is going to continue to do through our community. For myself, this past year, ministry hasn't stopped. It's changed a lot, but I think I'm actually busier than ever, which is awesome because I'm seeing growth in different areas, and really I'm just feeling more impacted by my job than ever before. Through the ups and downs, like I said, through the journey, it's important to know that dependence on God. I've continuously expressed that my number one fear is a fear of finances, and it's just been marvelous to see how God has continuously attacked that fear with people's generosity and mysterious givers that have just blessed us, and we don't know where they've come from, and the simple thing is that God's just got our backs. Finishing, I think it would be valuable to mention some scripture, and the one piece of scripture that has been like a life verse for me has been Romans 12:21. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. And that's just been a theme of whatever you do, make sure that it's for good. Don't dabble into evil just because it might be easier, but overcome evil with good. And so that's it. It could be as simple as what God has done for you and what God is continually doing for you. And so hopefully this encourages you to maybe think about what your testimony means for you, and whether it's something that we share with the ministerial or maybe it's something that we share with just Southridge family. I'd encourage you guys to maybe get in contact with me about making a video testimony, or send in those video testimonies, because I think it would be great for our community to bear witness to the work that God is doing and to be able to share in that rejoicing.